Good evening. How y'all doing? You got a lot to unpack. Um, I had a guess. Something came up on his end. So yes, we have to do it again. You and I. We got a lot to unpack. First of all praises to the Almighty God. Um, for the good, for the bad. Thank Him for the blessings, the known and unknown. Um, my prayers goes out to all the people in the West, uh, all the states that was hit with that tornado that devastated them. Um, we know all about it, but not the tornado aspect of it. But when it come down to natural disasters, um, we know all about it with them hurricanes. So we know how it is to have to undergo such a devastating event in your life, and you have to pick up the pieces and start all over again. So again, my prayers goes out to all those individuals that have been impacted. I would like to move on. Just more personal. For those that have been watching, my mother, 73 years old, she got a lot of issues health wise. Again, at 73, at the age of 50, she was diagnosed because she smoked cigarettes for over 30 years, and it did a number on her physical beings, like her lungs and stuff like that. And wow, you know, you get used of your loved ones, man, and all us gotta experience this, one way or the other. If you don't experience them leaving, they have to experience you leaving, because, like I say, it's a temporary life. But it's almost as though it's the way it's designed. The mastermind behind it, God, He just crafted this thing, man, that we live in every day. So, but again, my heart and my prayers, and my mom was a soldier. She been a fighter. Um, so she been kicking it, you know. So I just want to let you know I love you. For some reason, I don't really get too controversial with this 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 little episode. So for some reason, the last segment was taken down off of YouTube, and I just can't remember that I said something so terrible that they would not place the last segment on. I don't understand. So I'm gonna try to be as tough as I can, but I try to keep things real. I mean, to the core, But I would like to also send a shout out to the Black Eagle. He been on a hunger strike, I think, about 30 days for this voting right issues that been going on in this country. And I think they got some other students on the West Coast have joined in. So, again, we tip our hats to y'all, being brave. Um, Sad that y'all have to, you know, uh, make such a personal sacrifice, that leaders and that been elected to govern and use common sense practices to you know do the right thing, and that's just so hard to do in today's world, especially in this nation. Um, Now I have to kind of peel back a little bit more to because I've been, everybody know about the book, and if you don't know, you will know about this book. I'm not your enemy. The binary effect. Um, is a short read, but again, it's very, very impactful. Um, Dealing with the issues and the solutions. Again, all praise to the Almighty God. But last week I was talking about gun violence, and I was kind of like trying to just think about all the guys I knew on my time being on Earth that lost their lives by gun violence. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, people dying every day, all the time. But this callous. This is something that we doing to ourselves. Especially for the ones who've been around, been on Earth, and knowing that it was a time you get angry, you get mad. Testosterone levels kind of like just reach a certain peak that you feel you got to get it off your chest. Hey, we do it from here. But all this, gunplay, hey man, it just we got to do this different, because now every generation now that's how they're doing it. They're picking up guns to go take care of business for something that can be worked out a little better. But anyway, I still would like to just give some shouts out to some of my fallen comrades. Going back, I'm talking about from the '70s to the '80s, the ones that I can remember. So y'all be patient, even the ones that I miss, that the ones who know me, just when you see me, you just let me know, and next time, hopefully, I'm gonna shout out to them. But I'm gonna start that right quick. Tanu, Wardell Holloman, a friend of mine, got shot down, killed. Um, uh, Eddie Green, a younger brother, he got shot down, killed. Um, I believe I mentioned Troy Hensley, Pooh Hensley, his brother, did this, did separate incidents. And then also they had a little niece that got killed, gunplay. Um, but again, just, shouting out to these families and the loss of their loved ones by gun power, gunplay. Um, and some of these things, it's not like a retaliation in most cases. It's just a person being at the wrong place at the wrong time, stuff like that. For instance, like Troy Hensley, good guy, a beautiful heart, good person, good personality. He walking, what I was told, on the other side of the fence. He wasn't even near the activity where these guys was beefing at. He ain't had nothing to do with that. But when they start shooting, the bullet don't know once it come out the barrel, it just travel. And if you don't know how to aim and all that stuff, hey, it can travel anywhere. How many kids done lost their lives in their bed and their own house? It ain't got nothing to do with the issues on the street. So again, that's how this brother lost his life. I think I mentioned last time Ray Massey, another good guy. He gunned down. Um, wow. See, it's gonna be hard because I'm trying to think about some of these guys, they get shot and they may survive, but they may be placed in a wheelchair. And I think I mentioned Yancey. He was shot. Another great guy. What I mean by great, these guys in the street to handle their business, but they're not here just dropping people, killing people. They may fight, bully or whatever it may be. I don't know. But Frog, another one, got shot and was strapped to a wheelchair for many years, and eventually he died. Wow. Um, be hard to remember everybody. But as it come to be, I will give it back to y'all. But well, I was supposed to talk about chapter 8 tonight. Again, the guest, he something came up on this end, and maybe I'll get into it, maybe I won't. I don't know. So it depends how the flow. Because my main issue is to to do my part. My part is to tell you I come from a certain element myself. Nothing wasn't given to me. I was come up in a single home mother with brothers and sisters. I'm the third of them all. We had the youngest was the daughter, my sister Michelle. Um, on top of her was my brother Cornell, then me, I'm the third, then my brother Ken, then my brother Herman. So my mother, she did her best. to try to raise us. And as the world being the way it is, once you get a little older, you get out there, you learn certain things, and to survive, you kind of like kind of go with that flow, you know, and naturally, I grew up as a good guy, and eventually, uh, I kind of seen my turn. I seen when I went to the left. You know, uh, it kind of started early with my brother. He older than me. He go to football practice or something, and if he get into it, 'cause he don't have no older brothers. He the oldest, so when something happened to him, he almost got to handle his own business. And sometimes by him being, he was a bigger boned dude, my brother. So they'll jump him and beat him or whatever. And, now he'll fight back, but he a good dude. He wasn't really the true good hearted persons that you would ever meet. But by him being a little big boned, you know, they kind of took advantage of that because they figured, if he get one of them, he would hurt him or whatever. But anyway, but it was a time that he'll come home and my mom, she would, uh, she would, uh, she would cry if she like one time he came home and he was kind of blooded up and she cried and and I'm looking at her and her pain and I'm looking at him and I said, okay, that would never happen to me. That would never happen to me ever. She'll never have to cry over me. So that kind of like start putting certain things inside of me. And so as I got older and something happened with me, I'll be more of an aggressive right then and there. I don't even play with that. I end it right there. And I ain't talking about gunplay. I'm talking about, again, shit, you grew up like this. So I fight. And if I lose, I'm going to fight again. I don't like losing. But again, like I said, now I done got older. And half of these guys I used to fight with, when we see each other, we embrace each other, happily see each other, show love to each other. It's all good. So, but these generations that's coming, they ain't doing that because they really knocking off these guys, and you're knocking off these guys, and then retaliation come back on you or the people eventually catch you. Then it's just so much, and it still is a decay, is a destruction on every last one of us. Like if I'm not mistaken, last week a friend of mine was telling me about they had a incident where some folks they broke down, and I think it was on I-10. They broke down, and you know how you be sitting there waiting on assistance. I guess if you ain't got roadside assistance or whatnot, um, s- some other passengers stopped, and when they stopped, they got to a point where they try to rob the people. Listen to me carefully. The people broke down on the side of the road, waiting on assistance or anybody that can, a good pedestrian stop and try to help them, in the see what the situation is. But a car did stop. But this car stopped to rob them and then shot them. I don't know what happened, with the condition of the people who got shot. I don't even know if they got the perpetrators that committed this heinous act. I couldn't even tell you that because I missed it. I have a lot going on myself. A friend of mine told me about that. That was on the news, and unfortunately, I didn't catch it myself. But this is what I'm talking about. These things and this repetitive thing, this happening every day, everywhere amongst our own people. People are talking about it. You know, that's why this was launched. I'm not your enemy. That's why I wear this proudly, and I think and I want to appreciate everybody that been support me, that purchased my shirt, my hoodies, uh, my cup. Um, I got some hats coming. Um, I'm working and trying to because I got to be independent doing what I'm doing because that's the only way you can kind of fix some of this stuff that's broken. Because if we don't get out here and fix it, the question is who will? That's the question. Who will? If somebody, you know, people, all right, let's just look at it for real. you spend money every day, and you spend money on things that you like, you want to be a part of, uh, whatever the reason is. But we spend money every day. Now the problem is we've been spending money in areas that kind of like, we signing a certificate say take my life. I'm gonna support something that gonna take my life. They ain't gonna give me no positive message. It's not gonna support me in my well being. So this is what I'm offering. I'm not your enemy. And when you see the descriptions that gonna be associated with my apparel and the messaging, what you're already getting at, the ones who have read the book, even listen to me as I speak, um, and people who know where I come from, you know, these things are serious. So when we support something, we gotta make sure we supporting it that because it's supporting our well-being, our life, not because everybody else doing it. Because and it's not to take no money from nobody else or stop from eating. If you're a follower and you sowing seeds of destruction, the seeds of destruction that you're sowing is gonna be there, and they're gonna be there to continue perpetuate destruction over generations. And that's why we here. And that's why I'm here. And it will be people like me that regenerate this destructional behavior to create a better way, a new route, which is the old route, basically. Because everything I'm doing is not new. They had people before me. I may be saying it in a different way, but the messaging that I'm delivering, the positivity I'm trying to convey, is no different from everybody that came before me and those that's here right now, talking the same talk, walking the same walk. But this is all about change for the better. Because keep in mind, we got fixated looking at us, looking at ourselves. Okay, and we got younger kids, younger men, women. They look at us too, and they be influenced. Now the problem is who is influencing them. That's the question. Who is influencing them? So that's I chose to do this. It's like I'm a gangster talking positive. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not. I'm removed from the street almost 30 years. But the people that know me, they know I represent. When I was out there, I represented the right way. I was a good gangster. I was a good gangster. To the bad gangster or the bad guys, they gave me the big respect because they know one thing: I wouldn't play with them. I told you I was more submissive to the submissive guys. If you was a good guy and I knew you and about that, you ain't never you my friend. We good. I ain't gonna never cross you because I know you ain't about that. Now the dudes in the street, I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you at all, and you know that. This ain't nothing. This ain't just talk. This real talk. And like I said, when I was in prison, and I didn't say the stories, over and over. And I got many more stories I can say. But this is just in a moment when I'm talking. These the ones that may come up a little more regularly because it's heartfelt. Just to explain, to convey a message to these younger guys. Hey man, look, real talk here. I'm in prison, and and I say it before. A guy, they bragging on a man who killed, took life, bragging on him. Like that's cool. That's not cool. I can give a 6 year old a gun and point him in a direction to go shoot somebody. That don't make him a bad guy. That don't make him like okay. Everybody gonna respect him because he took a life. Don't work that way, man. You take life. You not easy. So guess what? You know one thing. You done took life. Somebody can come back and take your life. But when you took life, you probably wouldn't even have no mercy on the person that probably was asking to keep his life. But when somebody come take your life, now you begging, pleading, doing everything you can to save your own life. That's not gangster, man. That's not gangster. So let's quit it, man. Let's stop this, man. You could do all this stuff, and then soon people roll up on you, take you to prison. Now you're crying for your mom and everything else, or telling everything you know. Come on, bro. Let's get real with this, bro. Listen to OGs, bro. They got some real dudes that the system that can crush, put them on drugs. You see them on the corners every day, begging you for $1, begging you for a quarter. But some of them dudes, if you really sit down and try to really crack their head and see, I ain't talking about hit them physically with something. Sit down, take a moment, and give him a dollar, and start asking him some questions to see why he in that condition. Half of the time, he probably couldn't even tell you the system that we in and put him there. Then took this pride that he had and crushed him. It takes special people to deal with these people, to deal with y'all. And that's where God come in at, because God raised these special people like myself that can, endure the traps that was set. Because the same traps that set for you was set for me. And I fell in some of them, but when I fell in them, I learned, and I educated myself, and I started doing things that okay, to prevent me from falling in the traps. Okay, you set them. Okay, now I see them. So now I'm gonna tell you about them, but you gotta listen. You gotta want to know. I'm telling you now. Look, if you got an issue with killing people or guns and all that stuff, and you feel like you want to change, look, go to God. Go get on your knees and pray. Honestly, this is not something I made up. This was going on before I even got here, and gonna be going on when I leave and when you leave. This here that you seeing, I'm not your enemy. Was born last year in June, simply because I jumped on my knees. I got tired of seeing y'all killing each other and they killing us. And I come from a world where it wasn't like that. Even though, don't get me wrong, killing always been going on, but I think it just, like I said, it got more widespread after Malcolm got murdered by his own people, by black people murdering Malcolm X. Kind of like just broke this. I mean, the Willie Lynch theory became real. It always have been, but now it was like, for now, who can you trust? If you can't trust your own people, if you fighting every day for their freedom, for the freedom of black people, and black people kill you, one of the primary leaders that we ever had, that we ever had. So that showed a distrust, and then people know this. They know this. So just go to God, pray to God, talk to God, ask Him to send you somebody, ask Him to get you around positive people. So you got to stop all this slick stuff, man. Trying to, nickel and dime people, trying to set people up, all this foolishness, man. All this gonna come back on you, bro. You know. And before I even forget that, look, even with that, this the domestic violence, I still want to touch upon that. You can't make somebody stay with you. You can't make somebody be with you when it ran its course, regardless. When it ran its course and it's not there anymore, give the person their freedom. Let them go. You wasn't born to be with them. Even if you had kids with them, even if you was married to them, you know, you cannot kill these people, even though y'all are doing that. You don't know, cause look, man, everybody been through something. Don't think, man. Look, in my first marriage, I had I had the devil play with me because my first wife, when it got bad, and everybody know who been through this type of stuff know it can get bad. And when it get bad, the devil visit people and inject thoughts. And by me just having that relationship with God, just having a little relationship with God, that's all it took for me to get the devil out my ear. Because he was like, man, kill her, kill her. And the only thing I'm thinking, hold up, hold up, hold up. I said, if I kill her though, what's gonna happen to my son? Okay, if I kill her, when I see God, what I'm gonna tell him? These two elements, these two thoughts, put the devil in his place in my ear. So I'm not the only one to go through this. So before you go do something, you already got these thoughts. Now I don't know if the influence of the dudes you're around or the pride, because sometimes that pride is just more of an elephant on us than anything. Because what people think, if they see you or your ex old lady with another dude, your pride, man, look, your pride is not worth you being in prison. Your pride is not worth you killing your baby mama or your wife. You hurt your own family, hurting your children. Let her go or let him go and trust God. That's it. That's what I did. And that's what I'm asking y'all to do. And that's just not in that. That's in every situation. You know, I'm not about to beat you down with no Bible. I'm not about to do that. I'll talk real talk, life talk, old wisdom. Before them people came in our world with all this foolishness that then twisted up and got us twisted up with them. We gotta do better than this, man. Every last one of us. Oh, I know I was gonna forget, and I want to get back to the subject in this conversation. But man, look, today at work, for some reason, I was just thought about. I thought about a Phoenix Tupac mom. I thought about after Pac got killed, he got murdered. I thought about how she had to straighten out a lot of stuff because Pac had a lot of loose ends, man. Not having rights to his music, not having the business area of his music, in place. So naturally he was young and it was fresh at the time. Don't get me wrong. Now they did have some guys that had their business areas covered. Um, I'm talking about the time when Pac was out here. So let's look at Luke Skywalker. Uncle Luke had his business handled. Easy E, he had his business handled. Um, I mean, I'm gonna miss a few of them. I mean, well, Puffy had his stuff together because when Pac got killed, Puffy was a bad boy, run bad boy. We know about Suge Knight and Ice Cube. J Prince, Master P. A lot of people um, had their business, but I'm saying at this time, Pac, he was one of the most talented people in the game ever. And not to have his business handled, and I thought about his mama, how she had to come behind him and clean this up and tie all these loose ends together. And just thought about it and how God gave her 20 extra years to take care of that, to submit this man's legacy. You know, just thought about that. Just want to share that with y'all. It's something y'all already know, but I just wanted to just put it out there. But and like last week, talking about how these rappers, killing up each other, and not just rappers, because they're human beings, and rap is not the crime, because it's great art. It's one of the greatest art that we know in music, but it would never touch. I'm just being real. For expression, it's the greatest, but it'll never touch R&B and soul, never. And maybe I'm biased, but when you think about some Luther Vandross, Anita Baker, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, the Island Brothers, Maze, Frankie Beverly, Urban and Fire, the OJs, man, ain't nothing touching that. Al Green, I can go on and on and on. Nothing touching that. But the expression though, see what rap did, it gave you expression that you can speak power to anything, any subject. Anyway, look what Nas did. Nas took a song. Think about this one, how creative you can be with this. He took a song and started it from the beginning backwards. Started from the beginning, using the backwards part of that song and brought it all the way back to the beginning, to the back. Ingenious. Nobody did it like that ever, And for the way, the power that these guys have, man, in that game of rap, man, and to see some of these guys trying to get in the game, and some of them still in the streets, and bring the streets to the art, and that's causing too much of a conflict. Let art be what it is. Like I was saying last week, you think about other artists, the geniuses, the creative people at their craft. No other craft doing this. No other craft doing this. Killing up each other like this. This is bigger than the art. This is, like I always have said, and not only me, people before me, people here now. When you tie in slavery, it's like I said, it's like our ancestors smoked the marijuana and we got high. That's the effect of slavery. Generation after generation being affected because you don't have your own language. You don't have your own view of God. Your personal view that was collectively given to you, but taken away. Your own names. Not having these things have crippled us and continue to cripple us, that we get to a point we want to get mad at another man for trying to raise his family. Get mad at another man because he's working 3 jobs to get somewhere. Then we get, because we got a little pistol, little gun, or little crew of guys with guns in the car, whatever. Now we think we bad. And it's just this crazy thinking, backwards thinking. And I just believe I'm a fireman. I'm a fireman. And they got many that God gonna be touching. Women too, fire women, women, and they gonna be a part of this program to help put out this forest blaze that been burning for a very long time. So it's gonna take special people to be able to articulate to these guys and be creative when they do it. Cause we gotta save our people from themselves and a system that been designed to kill us and hate and destroy us. It's not me saying it. It's happening every day all around us. Our leaders before our time, they had a passion, they had a love. But just like anything, you gotta be careful about corruption, deceit, misappropriate of funds, all that. So I didn't want to be in that line. I didn't. That's why when I went to God, I went to Him because I said, "Look, I want to be independent. I don't want nobody controlling me, my thoughts of how I want to do things." I come from the streets. I come from a single home. I had a bad marriage, and I started late because I've been a player most of my life until I decided to go in the marriage direction. So um, I'm just, you know, we must read. We must read. We must um, equip ourselves with serious knowledge. You know, and most of the time, we get this if we don't gravitate to a brother or sister. that have our ear, that we feel may have our best interest in heart. Um, because I just believe God got people everywhere. Now, just because there's not no socking the eye to the preacher man. Don't take that way, or the preacher woman. But sometimes you can preach, preach, preach. People don't want to hear that. People hurting, people in pain, people suffering, and putting out these old books that these people done gave us, man. That's not getting it. And there's not no knock on that what you believe. I'm not, I'm just being real. This is serious, and because God is God for everybody. If you go to Him, a system of God is not like that's God because it's a system that they claim that is God. That's why I explained. I went to God. I didn't go to the system to go find God. I went to God for myself. Got on my knees by myself. Talk to God by myself. Ask God to give me something. And God answered me. And since that day, I've been on this mission. Gonna be on this mission. And I have talked to preachers. And I told them what I told them. I don't want to hear nothing unless you talking about helping me stop these brothers from killing each other. That's it. I trust God. That's why I'm doing this. Matter of fact, the name of my company, GCP, God Chosen People. GCP, God Chosen People. This is real, man. It don't really factor until it hit home. Somebody that is a good person, shouldn't have been gunned down, and had nothing to do with the stuff that was going on. And matter of fact, let me make this perfectly clear tonight. And mothers, single mothers, even some of the dads that single dads, trying to raise children, trying to pay bills, work, trying to keep them in good standings with society, and trying to keep them on the right track. And I know it's difficult. I know because the influences out there, you all means. It ain't like when we was kids, you had limited stuff. You got all kind of stuff that kids can get exposed to. From all the information that float, all the people that into what they into, and the kids uh, can get distracted and think you the enemy, and you trying to help them, you trying to save them. I know how creative this is, but I want to say this tonight, and it's not no knock. It's not no knock. But see, if you out here killing people, bro, look, let me tell you something. Your day coming, okay? But not only your day coming, okay? At least if you're gonna kill, be killing people that's killing people. Don't kill people that's not killing people. Don't do that, man. If a man out here killing people, kill them, kill each other. If that's how it gotta be. But don't kill innocent people. They ain't got nothing to do with you, or had a little small infraction, little beef. That's a minor situation. Don't let that escalate. If this man, and you know this man background is not no killer. He just ain't no punk. He ain't gonna let you just play with him like that. Man up and respect that. Don't kill him for it. But if you punk him out, then you feel you can, next time you see him, if he got his old lady, you can go just rub on her. So respect the man for being a man, bro. Like I said, if you gotta kill killers, man. Don't kill innocent people. Now, truly, I'd rather not kill nobody. But if that's what it got to be, y'all kill each other. But don't kill innocent people. Let them live, man. Let them take care of their business. To God Himself call them out. I'm tired of hearing all this is God will. It ain't no God will. You got the gun in your hand. Your heart told you to do this, or your mind, whatever is evil in your interior. They ain't got nothing to do with God. The only thing He gave was choices, and you choosing to do this. Educate yourself, man. Learn, read, study, get with people that know. I don't know everything, but I know not to be out here with no gun out here, get ready to get cause I'm mad or want to kill somebody or whatever the case is. And I never was. Even when I was out here carrying a gun, I carried that gun for my protection, not to just go shooting somebody just because I got a gun or I get mad at a person. I get angry at the person. Oh, that's the first thing I would do is pull my gun out and kill him. Come on, man. That's not common sense. We got real work. We got real work, man. And it ain't about us, man. I keep telling you, we got kids. They got younger kids growing up, man, and they have no direction. Some of them even have households, families, you know, because like I told you, many segments ago, their dads are probably dead in jail. 'Cause the system set this thing up like this and don't want to take responsibility for it. So now we got to figure ways out together as a community how to start piecing this back together and just decayed overnight. It was strategy, it was time, and they wind up doing it, but that's all right. It's done, damage done, and it continue to spill over like this, but that's all right too. We gonna fix it. We gonna fix it. We gonna find a way to bring this where we stop the killing. I promise you that. We gonna figure this out. And like I said, if I gotta segment it out when I get into position, when I get in the position God gonna put me in, and I know He will. If killers gonna kill, I'm gonna make sure y'all kill each other. But innocent lives gonna be saved first. That's my main mission. Save the innocents. You wanna be hard, you wanna be gangster, hey, you do that thing on your own. But the innocent people, you ain't gonna be killing no more. We gotta put a barrier, man. Gotta put protection on this. A kid shouldn't be dying like this. Too much that they gotta deal with already. It shouldn't be like that. But I was trying to reflect on some of these other partners of mine, man. And I know some of my dad say, "Oh, Scope, another one. He got shot down." Um, um, what this other brother name? Um, wow, can't think of his name right now either. But well, I'm starting to get a lot of people attention. To be honest with you, I'm talking about the regular people on the street, and that's where I want to be at. I didn't want to. I want to be able to create my own. Well, by the time I get to a point, the people in corporate America, you can't touch me. You ain't gonna be able to deal with me. I won't be like the people that came before me. That's a promise. All the people that made a little money before I did, and you see what they done. I'm telling you now, I'm different. I'm telling you before I even get there, I'm different. It ain't about me flashing some fucking car, excuse me, flashing some car, and some rims and all that stuff. I want to make sure these kids can go to school safe. They get home, they got the meal that they need, they got the study curriculum and everything in place, and it's all across America. This is what I want for the black kids. and any other minority kids that been stagnated with this assault that been placed in their life. But I got to start my own people first. I'm black. I come from these type of conditions, so I understand it better. So, like I said, I mentioned that to God, and why I brought that up because when I was younger, more older folks around me would say, "Oh, you're gonna be a preacher one day." I said, "I ain't gonna be a preacher." And as I got older and got older, and I realized I could never be a preacher because, no offense to the preachers, it's not on you, so don't take it that way. I just felt I couldn't take people money. I couldn't do that unless I have something to give to them. So my products is something that God allowed me to create, and when you buy this product, you telling me you believe in my cause, what I'm doing. That empowers me to continue. Because when I went to God, that's what it was about for me to be able to be a difference maker. So no offense, again, 'cause like I, said before, God Himself, according to the Bible that they read, have gold streets, diamond mountains, and ruby mountains and stuff in heaven. So God don't need money. I don't know who set the system up, but it's none of my business. But the business is, if you're gonna help, you know, it's not about pimp play, man. This real. We got some serious issues on in our communities, and for the decades, the centuries that this stuff been going on, it got worse. We're losing our people to gun violence, domestic violence, ignorance, um, health issues. It's a long laundry list of all kind of stuff. But I'm not no expert. I just was a trouble guy myself one time in my life. And that's my expertise. What I've been through, how I got through it, and what it takes to do what you got to do. And that's where I'm at. Nobody can't tell me about that. I walked it because God allowed me to get through it. So that's my expertise in that area. So the book, I would like to get this book. I hope my brother got it because I sent it to him. They transferred it. He had some health issues himself. My older brother, he been down for 18 years. His name Herman Walker. Been down for 18 years, and he's not a bad person. He made bad choices, but the system, again, bury us for that. You know, um, I was reading a paper. I think it's in Oklahoma. They had a white guy. I guess he'll owner of a company or whatever. He wound up murdering a black guy. I think the guy worked for him and buried him under a septic tank or something. Probably when I was reading, I couldn't really pronounce it. But nevertheless, but they say that they made bail for him for over 500, $500,000 for murder one. The judge fixed it where he can get out. Say he was a productive citizen, white judge, white guy, kill a black guy. Murder one across this country, you don't even get a bail. Period. But again, they flexify and bend the rules to fit their narrative. They always have been doing that. We live in their house, but now it's our house. We've been staying here a long time. We put a lot of work in here. Our ancestors built this place. We sacrificed a lot of black blood, a lot of black blood, black people, red blood all over the ground of this nation with the industrial people. So we done paid our dues to to have our right to to eat at the table, but we can't do that if we out here killing each other. Lost. We can't get at the table, and they don't want you there. That's why they continuously feed us this foolishness in all directions, no matter who they gotta touch, what they gotta touch to confuse us, keep us confused, and misleading us. It's important, very important, to learn who you are, learn where you come from, get your connection back to your ancestors, so you can learn who God is, and they're gonna tell you who everybody else is. Everybody. But I'm gonna stay here. I'll be here next Thursday. God say the same. Christmas um, will be that Saturday. I'm gonna try my best to get a friend or two, some kind of way, or some type of associate, so we can get back into the book. And because we got 3 chapters left, I just didn't want to kind of recite the chapters by myself. It's not really having a discussion about the book, and the book lead to other discussions. So I guess I had to be one on one with you guys, but it's fine. I'll be to express certain things, how I feel, what I feel, uninterrupted. You know, um, and sometimes I might get repetitious with a lot of this stuff because it's just close to home, and I know who I'm trying to reach. I know who I'm trying to talk to because they got a lot of lost brothers out there, man, and sisters too. So, and I don't have that street um, capableness anymore because I've been working. I've been working. I've been planning. I've been putting together things. I've been using all my creative juices, thinking about all my moves, what need to be done. So when I get where I'm going, because now the fight, like they say, for every level there's a new devil. So I've been bracing myself for all as well, because they don't want no type of information like this out. They don't want this type of even, you're embracing who you are. They don't want that because that's telling who they are. When you find out who you are, you're gonna see who they are, and anybody else who following them, they're gonna tell on them. So they don't want you in this type of light. They want to keep you in the darkness. And I ain't talking about darkness like dead darkness. This thing being blind. Let me use that term because light and darkness, that's another trick of the enemy with racism. So they want to keep you blind. So I apologize for using that terminology. But I do appreciate for those that kind of like again support this mission, support these products. Uh, I thank y'all. Like I said, I close. Black love.